Hi there folks, Jason here again, and I just wanted to give a quick update, a quick unboxing. So I just got something in the mail today, and as you may know, I'm trying to finish up, trying to make some progress on my Hail Caesar early Imperial Romans, and I got a box in the mail today that should really help me flesh out my collection. And it is from Wargames Foundry. So this box came, and I had ordered a fairly sizable amount of stuff. And when I first saw this, I went, "Is another box coming?" But it's all here. And so this is what the box normally comes in. In terms of timeliness, I ordered this on the 21st of February, and it is the 7th of March. So that's about 2 weeks, which I think is not too bad when coming from the UK. I'll talk about shipping and cost comparison at the end. So let's kind of go over why it is that I bought this. So I have managed to accumulate a fair amount of plastics and other metal minis for the bulk of my force from Warlord, and then there's a couple other random things thrown in there, but primarily from Warlord Games. What I hadn't picked up yet were the skirmishers, the archers, the slingers, and then just some other kind of figures for the commanders. And for, I like doing diorama commander views and things like that. So I didn't have a lot of the extra stuff. I've got a lot of the bulk of the army, mostly still in box or assembled but unpainted. But I wanted to get kind of the things to kind of flesh out the force. And so a buddy of mine had come across Wargames Foundry, and I knew where they were there, but I hadn't really investigated too much. And I think it turns out that Warlord gets a lot of their stuff from Wargames Foundry because the figures look very similar. So we'll also talk a little bit more about size comparisons with the Warlord kits at the end, because that can always be an issue, because everybody does 28mm. They can do it a little bit differently. You want to make sure the figures look the same. You don't want to have any obvious differences in the force. So, but back to the unboxing. This is what it comes in. I've taken two things out because I want to talk about that at the end. But I was a little concerned about the size for what I bought. Now I picked up 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10 kits total, and it fits into a relatively small box there. And this is how it comes. So maybe some of the cost savings comes from the lack of advertising, but that's just fine with me. I don't need any fancy pictures. It just comes in baggies. So we're just going to start going through the kits and take them out and take a quick look at the models. So this first one, and some of these are duplicates, so I'm not going to open both of them. These are the Western Auxiliary Archers, and they come in units of 8. I'm going to put the box to the side, and which is exactly the way they come from Warlord. So normally you put 2 of them together. It depends on the size of the unit you want to make. You can zoom in now. Don't need to show the whole box. There we go. So that's just how they come. I'm just going to pick one out randomly. Nope. There we go. We're not going to have these camera problems today. So I think it's a good looking model, and it matches pretty well with the style of the auxiliaries that I have here. If we look at this, size differences being what they are, you can see here that they both got the chainmail, they both got the sword. They look very similar, so these are going to go together fairly well, I think. There's a bit of a size difference. I'll talk about that later. So those are the archers. It looks like you get one guy ready to shoot, one guy with his bow down. There's a little bit of flash, not a terrible amount. So you do get some variety, because that's one of the things that's always a concern. Then you get one guy kneeling. And it looks like 2 guys kneeling, and then you get one guy kind of, looks like he is just kind of standing around, which is good. So you get 4 different variants in each kit. And so here they are, just so you can see them. So that's the kit, and I have 2 of those. So I can either make that 2 small units of archers or 1 standard size unit of archers in Hail Caesar. So I think on the whole, pretty pleased. There's some flash, but nothing terrible. Move that stuff aside. And then we've got another unit of auxiliary kind of skirmishers. And these are the Balearic slingers. I think what we're going to have here, and I'm just going to sort them out first on camera, would be better. My camera panics every time I move something around. So while I'm getting this out, so this is my wife's Nikon, which is a very nice camera, but not a great video camera. And so I'm sorry if I'm not going to go out and buy a super expensive, nice camera like other people have. The finances just won't allow it. I'd rather spend my stuff on... is that one broken? Might be broken. Let's see if we got it back in the bag. Looks like we might have one that's broken. Let's see if we can fix that. Yep, there it is there. Glue that back on. Okay, so here's the 6 models that we have. And this time we got three of 2 different kinds, and then just 2 of the third. So the first one here, you've got a guy kind of standing around. I think that's a pretty good looking model. He's got the sling down, and then the next one, this guy's kind of, there we go, getting ready to load a stone in the sling. And then you've got the guys that are throwing the sling. There we go. So again, apologize for the camera work, but hey, the video's free. You can feel free to request a refund if you don't like it. No, I'm not trying to be flip, but that's just the realities when it comes to making the videos here. So I think this only really happens when I move in and out of camera a lot. So I also ordered 2 of these. So we're going to set those guys over here. And let's go on to this one. Okay, this one I think is one of the accent pieces. So this one is IR 85. So the Centurion and Legionaries fortifying camp. Oop, I don't want to lose our... I just like these models because I thought they would be cool background. For this one, it comes with a horse. I'm going to force the camera to focus here. Horse, and then a mounted legionary, or a centurion, kind of overseeing, might need to adjust a little bit, but he's kind of overseeing 3 centurions doing, I like this guy, end of day construction after a long stage with a march, and this guy is, we're cleaning off his brow. So I think that's just good diorama-ish accent pieces. But I also wanted to have a mounted commander when I eventually get together my Centurion looking rather proud. When I get together my cavalry division, I could have a mounted cavalry Centurion and I guess it would be a Tribune for the command unit, because right now I don't have any mounted commanders. So that's that unit, and we've got another unit of slingers. I'm not going to show you that, but essentially there's just the same variations. And so this is the another command group that I want to buy, so they didn't have the commanders. So these guys are titled the Legates, Tribunes, and the Praetorian. Now I don't plan on having any Praetorians in my force, but I did want some of the models in here. So you've got one guy that's obviously mounted with his horse. And so like I could put this guy and then with the Centurion on a larger base and then have them be my cavalry division commander. So I think that looks pretty good. Then we've got just a couple other commanders in here. It would help if I turn that the right way. So I think they're all pretty good looking. So these will help me flesh out some of my, I think this guy, that's another commander. That is not a Praetorian. There. So all good looking models. All have some flash. Oh, none of it's terrible. So we're going to set these guys aside. And here is another unit of archers. We don't need to talk about them. Here is another unit of commanders. Oh, there's actually more in there than I thought there were. Which is a nice thing to have, I guess. And then lastly are, this should be 32, the IR-32, the Legionary Command. So these guys I just want to be able to spice up. I don't need any command sprues, but I didn't want kind of the kits to duplicate themselves too much with the plastic kit. So if I bought some extra commanders, I could change things up in the command group a little bit so they don't look all entirely uniform. So these guys are all, you got one guy with the random old school Caesarian shield, but you've got just a variety of commanders here. This guy has a Pila ready to go. This guy is standing with the Pila. There you go. And this guy's just marching forward. Kinda just looking like a badass. He's ready to take somebody down. And that, yeah, looking. These are all good looking models. This guy, this I think is the Caesarian era guy. Maybe he'll just be there to inspire from the forefathers of the past and the Punic Wars and so on and so forth. Big piece of flash, but on the whole, it's easily cut off. And then you've got one Cornisan and just a couple other guys here ready to march forward. And they all come with shields. And again, these guys look remarkably similar to the metal models that came in my Auxilia kit, for example. So I'll set those guys aside. And then, so in terms of pricing, so each of these kits are $18 a piece. And so if you wanted to buy 16 of these guys, they would be $36 from Wargames Foundry. Excuse me. They would be $35 from Warlord for 16 metal minis of about the same variation. I think they actually might be the same models. So now if you spend a certain amount, both companies give you free shipping. So it ends up being roughly the same. You save a little bit more money with the Warlord figures, like $1 or, yeah, you save $1 or $2 per like standard size unit of 16. But one of the things that I think makes Wargames Foundry good is that they also have a deal where if you buy so many kits, you get so many other ones for free. And what I did was, because I had purchased 2, 4, 6, 8, I got 2 kits for free. And this one is, or you can request which ones you want. They have to be all from the same line, but that was fine for me because that's all I'm going to get. This one was Governor Suetonius Paulinus, who I believe fought against, or fought in England, or Britain, I guess. And it just made a cool model. So you've kind of got, again, this will make a cool diorama. You've got an opponent of Rome bowing down before, in surrender. Pretty sweet. Come on. Command model there, or Centurion model there. I like the look of that a lot. Somebody pointing on, basically what should we do with this poor prisoner. And then you've got the governor himself, who can be mounted. Legate or governor there. So this one I think would make a really good diorama. So that was one of the free kits that I got. I think that would normally either be 12 or 18. I think all of these are 18. And then I got one other kit because I don't have the Legionary Standard. The last kit that I ordered was for free, and this was one of the free ones, was the Legionary Standards and Eagles. So now most Warlord kits, I hope if you kept it in frame, Jason, they all come with command crews and everything. But again, sometimes it's nice to just be able to change things up a little bit. Now I will say this model is a little warped and bent, but that's metal, so it's easily fixed. So you've got a signifer, and then you've got guys that were on detached duties. They carried these banners instead. And then here, this one you can use as the sign of the Emperor that goes. It's not the eagle, but it's the just another standard that goes with it. But then you've got this guy. Now I don't like metal staffs because they're about impossible to. Come on. They're about impossible to keep straight, but you've got the eagle there, or what could be the eagle, and then a couple other examples of it, and that's pretty much it. And they're duplicates, and they come with shields and everything too, and old school shields for some reason as well. So basically, just a lot of accent pieces for me for the Force. So if you're comparing, if you get free shipping for both, yeah, the models may be a little bit more expensive from Wargames Foundry, but if you spend enough, you can get those extra kits that really add a lot of spice, or can add a lot of spice to, put some things here so you're not just staring at random stuff. Or now you're just staring at random, out of focus stuff. Well, you're only here to really hear me talk anyways. So, I think Wargames Foundry is a great place to look at, and I'm running out of time here before my card fills up with memory. So, all in all, I think these are great kits. I'm not going to be able to assemble them for a little bit. I'll give another update when I finish up my auxiliary unit. But definitely give Wargames Foundry a look. I am very pleased with what they sent. So, hope you guys are having a great weekend, and happy wargaming.